Today I'm going to be taking a break from car engines and heading inside the car where it's a lot warmer. That's right, I'm going to be reviewing the new P10 Pro head unit from ATOTO, so let's take a look. Now this is a portable head unit, which means you don't have to open up the dashboard or run any wires to get it working. You've even got a front dash camera, an interior camera, a couple of USB ports on the back here. You've even got a wireless backup camera which you just screw onto the license plate. No running any wires to the front. Now the head unit gets wired to this controller which sits inside of your cup holder, and that gets powered by the 12-volt outlet on your dash. Now they do say this is a portable head unit, but this is a big peel and stick, which means you'll need multiple of these if you're going from car to car. A suction cup would have been a better idea. Now this touchscreen measures 11 inches. Ask me how I know. Look, I actually measured it. Now there's also this clicky button, as well as a transponder, an OBD adapter, as well as an air freshener looking thing, an SD card and a SIM card. So let's get all this installed so we can see how it works. Installation of the ATOTO is pretty easy. All you gotta do is plug it into the 12-volt jack on your car. Now the little AutoNap controller sits inside snugly of a cup holder. It's got controls for your volume, next track, answering calls, and controlling the camera. Then I'm going to find a nice clear spot on the dashboard where I want to mount it. I'm going to come in with my daughter's pants here and just wipe off all that dust. Then I'll come in with my mount here and I'm going to stick it down onto the dashboard. I'm not permanently installing it here because, as you can see, I've got the built-in ATOTO head unit, and it was an absolute surgery to get through this dashboard and wire everything in. Link above if you want to check that out. Now the mount itself's got a lot of adjustment to it, and then you'd have to tighten it down with the Allen keys when you're done. Now in terms of the back of the head unit, all you got is the power coming from the AutoNap in your cup holder, and that plugs right in. Now if you've got a wireless backup camera, this is where you'd plug in the receiver. I'm just going to go ahead and snap that mount inside there. And now we're nice and secure, and I'm going to mount this on the dash. My long-term solution is to mount it behind a headrest for my daughter who sits here so she can watch Baby Shark. So here I've got the P10 Pro. It sits really nicely inside of this little cubby of the dashboard on the Sienna, and the power wire routes off nice to the side. You can adjust your dash camera at the back here depending on the slope of your dashboard. One thing I really wish is that this little dongle was integrated better for the wireless backup camera, because you still need to have access to this button here in order to wake up the backup camera. Speaking of which, let's go install that next. Now if you remember, my last video was super hectic installing this camera because I had to run wires inside of the trunk and then through the headliner. Now with this wireless camera, you don't have to deal with any of that. You just screw it on and it goes. You gotta make sure you charge it every so often. And when you're done, just make sure that you can still reach the hatch handle to open this. I can still reach the USB plug down inside of here so I can charge it. It's waterproof, so make sure you tighten that back. You can also adjust the angle up so your wife can see directly what's behind you, or you can adjust it downward for me so that I can see my tow ball when I'm hooking up my trailer. Now if you see some bubbling on the screen, that's just me because I botched the screen protector job. So here we are at the home screen when you start it up. Now if you want to use the wireless backup camera, you got to press this button and that'll open up the wireless camera app. Sometimes if the camera's sleeping, you got to press the button again to repair it. Comparing the performance of the wired camera to the wireless camera, you can definitely see there's a lot of lag between the two. This one's more of a live view. This one will just give you spatial orientation, but you probably shouldn't use it for live parking. I find it to be a little glitchy to connect and disconnect, but at least this has provision for a wired backup camera inside of here that would use a 2.5 jack. You can also see there's a light sensor on the back here to dim it during the nighttime. Now of course the home screen here is customizable. You can also, main one you want to use is to determine where the sound from this is going to play through. If it's going to go through your car speaker, you can connect it through the FM transmitter, which I don't recommend because it sounds like an old lady whispering. There's so much static. You can use an aux jack, which is the old school way of doing it. You can also use the built-in speaker inside of here, but that sounds like a tin can. The one you want to use is the Bluetooth connection to connect to your original car unit. But the real reason you buy one of these is to transform your car by connecting to your phone with Android Auto, so let's do that. And here we are inside of Android Auto, looking right across Highway 401 traffic going into the airport here. You can see there's a bit more lag than the A6 and the S8 ATOTOs that I reviewed in the past, but it definitely gives you a huge upgrade over any old car that does not have a touchscreen, and you won't get a ticket for using your phone. Now in addition to your maps, you can split screen this and run other apps on here, such as for your messages, your phone calls, and your music, and other apps that Android Auto supports. I imagine Carplay is going to have something very similar. Android Auto made a huge upgrade on my old cars compared to the aux cord that it replaced. Now for most people, Android Auto is good enough. You do have Google Assistant here as well. Now outside of Android Auto, this functions just like a tablet as long as you give it an internet connection. So you've got a SIM card slot, or you can share your phone's connection over to it. Now ATOTO has its own built-in AI chatbot which you can talk to, which is called DriveChat. So for example, if I press the button on the AutoNap down here, it'll activate it. Increase the screen brightness. Now remember, this is more of a chatbot, so it works off of a database, unlike Google Assistant, which is more like live weather and things like that. You can use a wake-up word. So for example, Dodo, how do I make fried egg?
1. Heat the pan. Set a non-stick or well-seasoned.
Now the conversational stuff is great if you're above 45, you're alone driving home and you just want to talk to someone, but there's a whole bunch of other skills here that are done online or boosted skills within the software itself that you can command and control this tablet with. Now if you have the S-Hub app, which you're going to need to set this up, you can go in here and see all of your conversational history, but you can also go in and get a new chatbot, download that onto your car stereo so you can have different types of conversations. Next up, we take a look at the DVR capabilities, because remember, you got a front and rear camera. Here's what the front camera is looking at nighttime. We'll just go ahead and take a playback picture here. Now the quality is decent for playback on the screen itself, but you're not going to make out any fine details. What's more important though is you'll see the GPS system is tracking exactly where I'm going and how fast I'm going, so that we can know exactly what your son is up to. This is also great for insurance purposes because it proves to them that you were speeding and you were distracted on the inside camera as well, so it is a liability. Now the interior camera functions just the same. You'll see there's a picture of what's going on inside of the car, especially great if you're like an Uber driver and you've got GPS tracking on this side. I just wish there was a way to record from the backup camera as well. Now a lot of cameras have the capability through the G sensor to sense collisions and lock the footage, but obviously I'm not going to demonstrate that. But what's more better is it does that while it's parking, and it doesn't have to be hardwired. In fact, that little AutoNap that's sat inside of the cup holder is a battery for this thing, and it keeps this on very low power mode. So let's try that. I'm going to cut this off. Let's see if a good whack will do it. So I found this in the locked folder. As soon as you press play, you'll see that bump that happens. I just tried to turn on the wireless reversing camera using the built-in AI DriveChat, and it just gave me a bunch of this. Another thing is this hidden app called Headunit, where you can track your vehicle on your phone. Now inside the software, you'll see I've got my current location, which is great. I can also come in here and run a report for the current device here, and it'll show me all my GPS coordinates of where I've been today. And if I click on one of these trips, it'll show me the trip that I did around the block here today, and you'll know exactly where you've been and how long it took based on all of this data log. It's kind of like a fleet management software. Now inside of here, I'm also able to create a geofence where I can move these little icons here and make my geofence a lot larger, so I know exactly if the vehicle's been out of the geofence. I was just not able to get the notifications to work when the vehicle went outside of the fence, however. ATOTO sends you an OBD Bluetooth dongle that pairs with their Torque app, so you can see fault codes and other information on your vehicle. This was actually pretty handy for me when I was on the road and getting misfires after washing my car's engine. Now ATOTO promised a remote live view function where you're basically able to video call your head unit using this camera over here, which is pretty cool, like if you're on a road trip and you want to check up on something. However, using their app, I was never able to get this to connect properly. Another cool feature is using the OBD for in-car awareness. So for example, if you got low fuel, it'll send you to a gas station, or the AI vision, which would either scan the road for bad conditions or scan the inside of the vehicle to see if you've left a baby or any occupants inside. These are all really great features, but I again could not get these to work even after working with customer service. That being said, make sure you check out the link below for a link to this Kickstarter campaign and a little discount on this head unit if you're interested. Overall, I think ATOTO did a really good job with the hardware on this head unit. Things run a lot smoother and nicer, especially compared to the P9 unit that it replaced. However, I think they can improve on their software side of things, as a lot of these DriveChat features don't really work with the voice commands very well, and a lot of the AI features could be added with a future update. Most of you guys are going to end up using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay regardless. Oh yeah, and what's a tablet without a YouTube app? Of course, you can browse my videos while you're driving. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more reviews just like this one.